Hello, friends. This is Professor Googlov. Today's video will be a little unusual, but I'm sure you will like it. So, get comfortable and let's go. Let's start with something simple, just for general erudition, so to speak. Have you ever heard of the white dance? I think everyone knows it, but not everyone knows what its name actually means. In general, it originated in the times of Viennese court balls. Local nobility organized such events, where the main rule was to wear masks. Also, it is extremely important that to invite to the dance then was obliged only to a girl. Because of this, it was originally called not white, but female dance. A little time passed and someone in the hall noted that there are a lot of girls in snow-white dresses. That is why the name was soon changed to white dance. In the photo on the left you can notice an ordinary girl. Her name is Elena de Hoyos. She is quite beautiful and, of course, could not fail to attract the attention of the male sex. And who do you think is on the right? Could it be an unsuccessful portrait of the girl or her wax drawing? Neither of these are true, but they're close to the truth. It's still the same Elena on the right. How so, you ask? Let me tell you. Very young, at the age of 21, the girl fell ill with tuberculosis and turned to Dr. Tanzler for treatment. The man tried his best to help her, but his attempts were fruitless. Soon the girl went to the other world. During their sessions between the couple there was a contact and Tanzler fell in love with Elena. He could not get away from the grief that happened for a long time and constantly came to the mausoleum, which himself fully paid for. At one point he had a crazy idea. To take the girl to his home and take care of her as if she were alive. That's what he did. He took the body out, brought it home, and kept an eye on it. Using perfume to keep it from smelling bad, repairing her decaying body with wax masks, that sort of thing. The next photo, unfortunately, shows a far from ordinary Darth Vader fan who bought a costume of the adored character and came to show it to his friends. This is Anton Peterson, a guy who showed up to school in this form in 2015. Of course, everyone immediately paid attention to him, but they could not think of anything serious. Some teachers and schoolchildren even dared to take photos with him. But, as soon as the photo shoot was over, Peterson began to use the sword for its intended purpose to chop and maim everyone who got under his hand. Several people died from their wounds. This picture is of a girl named Blanche Monnier. She is not a victim of the Holocaust or some incurable disease or anything like that. Not at all. The story of this horrific sighting dates back several decades ago. While still young and attractive, Blanche fell in love with a guy who strongly displeased her parents. While the question was being solved, whether it would come to the wedding or not, Blanche suddenly disappeared. Friends, neighbors and relatives decided that she ran away from home, holding a grudge against her parents. And so all thought a quarter of a century, until in 1901 the Paris police did not receive a signal that in one of the houses in the attic is contained in the confinement of an unmarried woman. Therein found the girl in an absolutely emaciated state. She weighed only 25 kilograms. Personally, I thought at first that the guy turned out to be crazy and hid his girlfriend there, ignoring the decree of noble parents. But that's not what happened. Blanche was imprisoned by her own mother, who categorically did not want to give her daughter for an impostor. The mother was placed in prison, where she soon met her demise. Blanche was put in an institution, but she, alas, went to the other world after 13 years. If there is someone among you who is interested in maniacs and all this movement, then this photo you have definitely seen. It is rightfully one of the most popular photos of the 20th century, as its story is chilling. The photo is of a girl named Judith Dahl, and it was taken by Harvey Glatman. The man pretended to be a professional photographer and constantly deceived girls. First he called them to his house, allegedly for a free photo shoot, and then raped and beat them. In the photo, by the way, his first victim. The end of the outrage was not traced by the police, but by one of the models. The girl sensed something wrong, managed to grab a gun and escape. What's it to you and me about maniacs, right? Let's move away from psychopaths and look at a cute clown. Tell me, would you have wanted one of these for your birthday when you were a kid? Something tells me you wouldn't. The picture shows a model family man, John Wayne Gacy. The man was popular in his neighborhood, everyone knew him as an excellent and honest man. The man's hobby was dressing up as a clown. He loved to entertain children. But in addition to this, John conducted his own construction business, joined the Democratic Party of the United States, engaged in social activities and so on. But no one knew that this good-natured fat man had already served time for sexual harassment of teenagers. Until December 11, 1978, 15-year-old Robert Pist disappeared, last seen in Gacy's company. The teenager's mother said that he went to get a job with Gacy and did not return. Police obtained a search warrant for the clown man's home. Police went down into the basement and found the bodies of 29 youths and teens. The total number of victims of the maniac clown is 33. By the way, many believe that this very character became the prototype of the clown from famous books and movies. And there's a little girl named Teresa standing at the blackboard. But the blackboard is not in a school, but in an orphanage for children with mental problems. This was filmed in Poland in 1948. The girl tried to portray the house as she sees it. In fact, the picture is really frightening. After all, the little girl depicted it in the form of barbed wire, because she grew up in a concentration camp. The further fate of Teresa remained unknown. This gruesome photograph literally traveled around the world at the speed of sound and attracted the public. It was taken in 1993 by photographer Kevin Carter in Sudan. For this photo he received an award, and the photo, bought and published in the New York Times, shocked all readers. The shot looks like a vulture is about to attack an exhausted child, but it doesn't really have any particularly scary story. The girl's parents were unloading humanitarian aid from an airplane and left her alone for a while. The little girl tried to catch up with her mom and dad. At that very moment, a vulture landed next to her. Kevin Carter noticed this and immediately moved closer to take a picture. The distance to the girl was about 10 meters. After a couple of shots, the man immediately chased the angry bird away and kept the little girl safe. As two other photographers stated, such a vulture story is not unique or rare in this area. Children often play outside until they are exhausted, while the birds fly around in the sky. As soon as the children get tired and almost stop moving, the vultures descend to the ground and come close to them, but do not attack. As long as a man is alive, he is safe. As I said, the man received a prize for this photo, but nevertheless, negative comments continued to pour in, saying that he had almost killed a child. I do not know whether to believe the rumors or not, but many people say that it was against this background, because the photographer took such a picture, he committed suicide after a short period of time, unable to bear the burden. Well, as I promised, the video was interesting. So, subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.